We're going to talk about the flow of money through crypto. This is a very entry level beginner understanding of what is going on right now. We just saw Bitcoin make some crazy highs all the way almost up to $100,000. Now we're seeing a lot of the legacy dinosaur coins, as you're seeing them called, start pumping like crazy. XRP went up an astonishing $100 billion in market cap in the span of 2 or 3 weeks. What is going on and what can you expect? How can you position yourself to make some money off of this flow of liquidity through the markets? So I'm a little bit sick right now, which is why my voice is kind of scratchy. And so I'm going to keep this as short and as simple as I possibly can. There's a concept within crypto known as the flow of money through crypto. And it looks like this, where you get new money from fiat going into Bitcoin. Bitcoin pumps. Then you get a Bitcoin pump leveling off, and that money flows into large caps, then mid caps, then low caps, then back to Bitcoin. You're going out the risk curve. So you start in the least risky assets and then you move out as far out in the risk curve as you want. You can put different things like NFTs or like whatever you want, judge it on how risky you think it is, and then place it in place of these. So if you think NFTs aren't that risky, you can put it in here with the mid caps or the large caps. It's totally up to you on that kind of stuff. But that's the idea, right? It's like the entire crypto market is a giant ocean and there's a wave coming through the ocean, and that wave is the liquidity, and it looks like a wave on a chart, right? The spike and then an inevitable correction back down to the baseline. As that wave goes across the crypto industries, you're going to get different spikes in different industries. So you want to position yourself before the wave gets there. Understood? So one thing I really like to look at is the flow of money in a live chart. So this is cryptometer.io, and it gives you kind of a live day-to-day understanding. I don't pay for it, so it's a time interval of 1 day, but this is the flow of money in crypto today. So what we're seeing explicitly is a lot of money is flowing out of USDT into Ethereum, which is pretty interesting. You can see it clearly, right? You would assume that the money, according to this, the money would be flowing from Bitcoin into Ethereum. But what we're seeing actually is that new money is flowing into Ethereum, and Bitcoin's just kind of staying still, which plays into this little graphic that I pulled up from CoinMarketCap. And it's showcasing that if Bitcoin is stable in its price down here at the very bottom, and the dominance of Bitcoin is going down, you're seeing an increase in the altcoins. So new money is not flowing into Bitcoin, it's flowing into some of these altcoins like Ethereum, more stable coins, as people are getting ready to buy up a lot of these altcoins. I mean, we saw just on the 7-day, we've seen HBAR, IOTA, Algorand, XRP, a lot of the legacy coins up a dramatic amount in 1 week. And supposedly that's coming from new money. And I think that can be evidenced even more so with the Bitcoin dominance. So if we come take a look, this is starting to fall off a cliff for the first time in several years. So if you remember in 2023, we had a retest. We had a little bit of an altcoin season. This is when things like Axon DAO took off. This is things like Research Coin went up 7,000, 8,000%. And if you guys are new to my channel, you have no idea what coins I'm talking about. Those are decentralized science coins. Because this is a DeSci channel, I'm just trying to allow everyone to get a broader understanding of the financial markets and of the crypto markets so they can make better decisions. But we talk about decentralized science here. So if you're a fan, definitely hit that like button and subscribe. But this period right here last year is when we saw the rally in decentralized science and a lot of other altcoins. And simply it was Bitcoin dominance pulling back, not too much. It was 7-8%, but it came down and tested the 200-day moving average. And what we're seeing right now is a very clear slash straight through the 200-day moving average, which is really good because it is indicative of the beginning of what's known as altcoin season, where Bitcoin dominance falls off a cliff, goes straight down. But at the same time, Bitcoin goes up or sideways. And if we can get that, we see dominance decreasing and Bitcoin increasing or staying stable, we'll see a huge pump in the altcoin markets. So hopefully that's what's taking place. So far, that is exactly what's taking place, which is why we've had these rallies in some of the legacy coins. It is the initiation of large caps starting to pump. So what can you do? How can you position yourself? Well, you want to look further out in the risk curve a little bit more, right? So let's take it, for example, HBAR pumped, IOTA pumped, Algorand pumped. these different coins are going to have ecosystems associated with them. And so if you want to try and ride that liquidity wave, you might be a little bit late by the time you're seeing this, but you would want to get into some of the ecosystem plays, i.e. the beta play of the leading decentralized exchange. On each network. It's the easiest play to get because they're always going to be smaller than the main network coin, and they're always going to pump a little bit more aggressively as people are trying to get in on these altcoins. It's like getting into a decentralized exchange coin is like selling the shovels to the gold rush people, right? Where everyone's trying to get the biggest meme coin, you can just get into the decentralized exchange and make some money off of it, which is kind of my play, what I'm doing with Kong Swap for ICP. So Kong Swap, I believe, is going to be the leading decentralized exchange for ICP. And so I have a pretty strong bag of it, and it's up like 150% or something like that. And ICP is only up 25%. So it's a pretty clear, easy winner. That's how I'm playing this pump right now, is you trickle down from these large caps into the mid caps. And so you're going to look, as a lot of these old guard coins started pumping, you're seeing new money flow into the space. People who might have bought XRP 3 years ago and are just now realizing that they're in profit again. And so they're coming back and looking at crypto, seeing Bitcoin's almost at $100,000 and looking for that next coin that they can get into. So you want to look at some of the winners that have been happening over the past 2 years and assume that they're going to be rotating into some of those that are at slightly smaller market caps. So something like Artificial Superintelligence Alliance, FET, that's probably going to be a pretty easy one. You look at some of the things like, I imagine Gala is going to get a pretty crazy pump because it kind of goes into that same old guard narrative, in my opinion. You start looking at things like BitTensor is probably going to do really well. Aptos probably about to take off a little bit. Some of the coins like that. Now, there's no guarantee, and I want you to use your own discretion as to what you think is gonna take off, whatever fits your thesis. I'm just showcasing a little bit of what is happening, right? And so you can pay close attention to this tool because you'll actually get to see what are people going into. They're going into TRX, they're going to HBAR, SUI, XLM, right? And then not much money is leaving. Almost no money is actually leaving. Like a little bit coming from Doge, but it's just going into Bitcoin, stablecoins, and KRW, right? So no money's leaving, money's just coming in. This is super, super bullish for our altcoins. When is DeSci going to pump? What are you guys here for? DeSci is a low cap. Maybe some of them are mid caps. So after these large caps are pumping, I'm expecting some money to start flowing into decentralized science. Maybe after some of the mid caps and we get closer to the low caps. So a couple weeks. Even inside of each narrative, you're going to see a flow of money inside of each narrative. What do I mean by that? If you come over and look at decentralized science, and I'm just using that as the one example, but you could do this for gaming or gambling or virtual reality, like any decentralized physical infrastructure, any of them, they're all going to work the same way. It's just on a mini scale. It gets smaller and smaller scales, but the flow of money is going to happen the same. So you're going to see, initially, you're going to see some of the movement in some of the larger coins, the more well-known ones. Like Research Coin is very easy blue chip. It's almost $100 million market cap. That one's probably going to start leading the charge. And so you come look on the daily, you see WellShare. WellShare is very well known. They have good marketing. They're kind of a small to mid cap. And I view this, to be honest, as the remnants. These projects right here is kind of the remnants of the last pump we just had a couple weeks ago, in which everything started coming to light and DeSci became a mainstream narrative. This is kind of the remnants of it. So the new money that's going to be flowing in, I imagine, is going to be coming into some of the large caps within DeSci. VitaDAO, Research Coin, Axon, Hair, HPO, Origin, although I don't like Origin that much. Riff and Euro, of course, because those are extremely well known and on Solana. And then it's going to trickle down, and then you're going to start seeing Rejuve pump, Data Lake pump. You're going to see some of the IP NFTs start pumping. Then you're going to see Athena DAO, the other bio protocols pump. Noble Blocks, of course, going to be pumping the whole time because I am an advisor for the project. And obviously I have to say that, otherwise I'll get fired. I'm just kidding. That was a joke. Noble Blocks is a small cap within decentralized science. It is kind of a beta play on top of Research Coin. So Research Coin pumps and then people rotate into Noble Blocks. It makes a lot of sense. A lot of money after, I see Noble Blocks pump a lot after other DeSci projects pump. It's like people make money in TRL here and then rotate a little bit of it into noble blocks. It's kind of funny to see, but that's just my 2 cents. Your time is your most valuable asset. Study this video. It's going to help you a lot. And I'll see you guys in the next video.